Hello, welcome to this episode of Grade 7 Mathematics, where we'll be expressing verbal statements in algebra terms. I am Hiralal Baljo, who will be taking you through this session. Today we'll be talking about algebraic foundations for those are the principles that is going to take us through learning this session. Now, we need to know in algebra what is a term. Additionally, we need the coefficients. What do we mean by a coefficient or coefficients of algebraic terms? Variables, as you will see in algebra, are the terms will be going throughout for all the principal concepts. Now, what is an algebraic term? When we combine variables, coefficients, and terms, we will have an algebraic term. A term is any coefficient and its variable. As I'll take you through, for example, if you have 4p, you would see there's a coefficient and there is also an algebraic variable. 10t, there is a coefficient and an algebraic variable. Minus 3d, please take note, there is a symbol representing the minus there, etc. Now, the coefficient. What is the coefficient of a number or an algebraic expression? The coefficient there is the factor that is multiplied by the variable. For example, in 3n, you would see there's a numeric value where the coefficient is that numeric value. Hence, for 3n, the coefficient there is 3. Another example, in 12f, see the numeric value there? The numeric value, yes, it is 12, hence the coefficient is 12. Another example, in minus 7d, please look for the symbol. The coefficient is not 7, but minus 7. Kindly take note, the coefficient can have a negative value. Or, if it's not stated in a negative form, you would have noticed that a positive value is implied here for the coefficient. Now, how to express or translate verbal statements into algebraic terms? Having learned what are terms, what are variables, what is a coefficient. So we're going to continue having known about coefficients, variables, and an algebraic term. What we're going to do now is to translate verbal statements into algebraic terms. So we're going to be combining coefficients, variables, and some mathematical symbols to write an algebraic term. So, first step in translating, we need to know the phrase and express it from the worded form in mathematical symbols. For us to do that, we need to take some words and know some key terms in mathematics. And what key terms are we talking about here? Addition. When we make reference to addition, you would hear some interesting phrases come up. Add, sum, increase by, combined, more, together, plus, and. They all reference to addition. Whenever they're being made mention into worded problems or mathematical worded phrase, when we're extracting them, it means to add. As you shall see later down how we're going to use these terms to perform mathematical or to extract and write mathematical phrase. Subtraction. When we make mention of subtraction, what exactly do we mean? We mean to take away the difference of, decrease by, fewer, or minus. They all mean something when subtraction is to be performed. Additionally, it is less than, fewer than, etc. Division. When you hear the term division, There are some other reference terms that we can use mathematically, namely, when we mention the word quotient, ratio, per, divided by, they mean the same thing as division. Multiplication, other terms substituted for that big mathematical statement there are times, of, product, twice, equal. What exactly do we mean when we say something is equal to? It means equal, it is, they are, they were, they will be. The parenthesis tells us when the difference of twice the sum plus the difference of. So this bracket form here is telling us of a grouping. Additionally, it could relate to the grouping of that value in the parentheses. They are equal. Worded phrases and its expression. Now, if we say a number plus 5, what do we mean by a number plus 5? How can we translate that into an expression form? It is already in plain English, but how do we translate that mathematically? It could be written as n plus 5, where n is the number, and you see that key term that we were talking about, plus, it is there. Add 5 to a number. What do we mean by add 5 to a number? It could mean n plus 5. The key word there is add again. So these are key terms when we're talking about writing mathematical phrases or when we're translating mathematical phrases. The sum of a number and 5. What do we mean by a sum of a number and 5? Means, or it can be written as n plus 5. 5 more than a number, another key term. More means that number plus 5. Another way, a number increased by 5. It can be written and should be written as n plus 5. So you would have been seeing these key terms being mentioned in writing algebraic expression with plus, add, sum of, more, increase by. So we have looked earlier on the addition. When we mention addition, there are several terms that we can use. Now, how about when we say a number minus 11, for example? How do we write that mathematically? Can be written as n minus 11, where you would have seen the minus there means that mathematical symbol of subtraction. Subtract 11 from a number. Subtract minus, same thing. How do we write mathematically an expression for subtract 11 from a number? N minus 11. 11 less than a number. There again, subtract minus less, they mean the same thing, which is n minus 11. A number decreased by 11. There you go again, an expression being written mathematically, it's n minus 11. Another way of writing mathematical statements, not only addition and subtraction, there is times. What do we mean by times? 3 times a number. Mathematically, it could be 3n or 3 times n. 3 multiplied and multiplying number. What do we mean by 3 multiplying number? 3 multiplying number, the expression could be 3n or 3 times n. There again, you see times, multiply, these key terms coming up. So when they're being mentioned, we should know and we must be able to appreciate how they can be used. The product of 3 and a number, product multiplied times, they are all referring to the same mathematical construct of written expressionally, it's 3n. A number divided by 7, mathematically, how do we write that? The expression would have been n divided by 7 or n upon 7. 7 divided into a number. That number is being divided by 7. So there again, you see divided by, divided into. The expression would have been n divided by 7. The quotient of a number and 7. What do we mean by quotient? Quotient divided into, divided by. They're referring to the same concept when we're writing it in an expression form, which would have been n divided by 7 or n upon 7. All right, we have met the fun time of the activities here in which we're going to be writing examples of worded phrases and its expressions. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the worded example, and you're going to write the algebraic expression for me. So let us go. 5 seconds. The first one. The sum of 4 and a number. And you should be writing 4 plus n or n plus 4. Excellent. Let us try another example. A number p increased by 102. Key term there, increased by, so we should know what mathematical symbol we should be using there. Precisely, p plus 102 or 102 plus p. Next example, 5 times the number q. Measuring my time again. Excellent, it's 5q or q5. Another example, the product of 12 and a number g. Key term, let me hear that. Yes, it's product, hence the mathematical expression should have been or is 12g or g12. Another example, 30 less a number. It is, let me hear that. Yes, less. Therefore, it's n minus 30. A number decreased by 13. Key term, decreased by. Very good. So written algebraically, it is n minus 13. The quotient of a number on 12. Key term, quotient. Excellent. N divided by 12. A number divided by 8. You're going good so far. Yes, it is n divided by 8. Having gone through this session where we were writing algebraic statements, we were using some key mathematical statements. For example, a constant. What do we mean by a constant? And that's a numeric value. We talk about the variables, which are the letters in the alphabet. We went on and talked about the algebraic operations, which would have been the plus, the subtraction, the multiplying, and the division. And when we combine all of them, using constant or the coefficient, using variables with algebraic operations, what we have are algebraic expressions. I hope you have had fun in expressing verbal statements in algebra term throughout this lesson. And I know you will be engaging me again for future lessons where we'll be talking more about mathematics. I am Algebra. Take care, so long.